Jai Hind. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for allowing us to come over here and speak to you youngsters. It's a privilege. And with us, we have General Bhatia, who is an expert on internal security. I see a lot of young faces, so I think I'll give you a little bit of introduction of the subject we are talking about, that is internal security. You know, you've heard of National Security Agency? Prime Minister himself heads the National Security Agency, and it takes care of external threats and internal threats, external security and the internal security. Theoretically, external security is supposed to be handled by the Minister of Defense. We have the Army, Navy, Air Force taking care of the external security to take care of the aggression from our neighbors and anywhere else. The internal security is purely supposed to be the baby of the Home Ministry. The states with their police forces, the local police, then their armed police, then organizations like CRPF, CISF, and many more, a long list of them. Internal security is most important in our country, in every country, for the simple reason that without internal security, there can be no law and order. अगर law and order नहीं होता है, तो there will be a lot of confusion, there will be a breakdown in society. Governance cannot be there. The governance can come only when there is law and order. अगर governance नहीं है, तो फिर society will break up and the sovereignty of this country, we will not be able to exercise within our own borders. So internal security becomes a very major issue. How does the army come into this internal security area? There are times when, and there are places when the local governments are unable to manage the issues which arise. Internal security issues can be different in places like, say, Tamil Nadu or Karnataka, they'll be different. In border areas like Rajasthan, Punjab, or Kashmir, it will be different. In the Far East, it will be different. Now, there are areas where internal security issues get mixed up with the external security issues. And such a case is there in Jammu and Kashmir. Today, we will specifically talk about Jammu and Kashmir, where General Bhatia has served for more than 12 years, and with his experience on the ground, in the middle ranks, and in the area of planning, he has looked at all the three levels. And he is an expert, and we can't get anyone better than him. I'll give you one small introduction more before I hand over to him. Since many of you are very young, I don't know how many of you will know that Pakistan got its independence on 14th of August 1947. We got it on 15th. By 20th of August, there were two guys sitting there in Pakistan, one Major Akbar Khan and Major Sher Khan. And both were planning, mind you, on 20th of August, just 5 days or 6 days after independence, how to take over Kashmir. They started planning. Maharaja Hari Singh, who was the king of Kashmir, J&K, he was not willing to accede to India or to Pakistan. They said, J&K is a Muslim majority state, therefore it should come to us. That is Pakistan. ये हरि सिंह जो है ये मान नहीं रहा बात, तो उसको जबरदस्ती कश्मीर को हमें हड़पना पड़ेगा. They planned it. They first thought that the Pakistani army would take in would come into Kashmir and take it over. Then they realized that the General Garsi would not allow that. General Messervi would not allow that. So the next step was, let us get some people from the northwest frontier province, Pashtuns, give them arms, give them vehicles, and tell them, ये राजा जो है ये काफिर है, हमें कश्मीर लेना है, Muslim majority place, you go ahead. By 1st of October, they managed to get a lot of arms. I'm not going into the details of where they got it from. 11 cav, or Prince Albert's personal cavalry, ऐसा कुछ नाम है उसका. There was a meeting, they had fixed it up. So on 22nd of October, a large group of tribesmen, along with Pakistani soldiers in civil dress, started moving into Kashmir, and by 26th, they had come up to Baramulla. And Maharaja Hari Singh realized that it's only a matter of time before these guys come into Srinagar and he'll be overthrown. He sent an urgent message to New Delhi. He was told, you have to sign the accession certificate, then we'll be able to help you. He signed the accession certificate on 26th. On 27th, it was accepted by the then Governor General Mountbatten and the Indian Army, the 1st Battalion of the Sikh. They went into Srinagar. They managed to, first 4 planes managed to hold on to Srinagar airport, and subsequently the Indian Army went in. By that time, almost half of Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir was occupied. It took us nearly 1 year to push them back. We had a ceasefire on 1st of January 1949. It is understood that General Timaya advised Pandit Nehru, let us not have the ceasefire now, let's push these people fully back to their out of J&K. But anyhow, what were the reasons? Today, 1/3 of J&K is under Pakistan. Pakistan occupied Kashmir. In the meantime, without firing a single shot, we lost Gilgit and Baltistan also, which is a very, very crucial place for us, because it has the opening to Tibet and also the Central Asian countries. There was a major from the English Army who put his commanding officers and the brigade commander under arrest and sent a message to Jinnah, come over. Jinnah sent over his messenger, a governor, and the flag of Pakistan was hoisted on 2nd of November in Gilgit. Our army just have not gone there. We lost Gilgit and Baltistan that way. There was peace for some time. You know what happened in 65? Then you know what happened in 71? Every time they have been trying to come into Kashmir and go back. But Zia-ul Haq took over as the martial law dictator and became the chief of the army staff. He became the number 1 there. He thought of a different line of action, 1,000 cuts. By the time he was there from 78 to 88, Zia-ul Haq. That was the time when Afghanistan issue had started. And, Taliban was raised. Lashkar-e-Tayyaba was raised. He started sending terrorists into Kashmir Valley. The number of terrorists started increasing, and a time came when the local CRPF and the police said, we can't handle this situation anymore. The army has to be called in. So Rajiv Gandhi did call General Joshi and said, you handle it now. General Joshi said, okay, the army as such is meant for fighting outside. They require to be retrained and reorganized. So the RR, Rashtriya Rifles, were formed. And then subsequently what happened, I will leave General Bhatia to handle. Sir, all yours.
Thank you, boys and girls. So nice of you and so patiently sitting there in the cold. Two, three things before we go to the insurgency or the terrorism in J&K. First, let's get the geography clear. J&K northmost, about 2.2 lakh square kilometers. Colonel Rama said Pakistan, which includes Pakistan occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, holds 35.15% of J&K. 35% पाकिस्तान के पास है. इंडिया हैज 1,01,387 square kilometers, which translates to 45.62%. And China, because of Exaichen and Shaksgam Valley, which was 5,000 square kilometers, handed over by Pakistan, ceded to them in 1963, that China holds about 19.23%. तो अगर आप पूरा 100% J&K देखो, जो मैप में दिखता है उसका 45% हमारे पास है, 35% पाकिस्तान के पास है, एंड द बैलेंस इज विद चाइना. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द पॉपुलेशन. जितनी दिल्ली की पॉपुलेशन है उससे थोड़ी कम पूरी J&K की पॉपुलेशन. ओके, 1.25 करोड़ लास्ट सेंसस के हिसाब से. मुस्लिम्स 85.67 लाख, हिंदूज करीब 32 लाख. जनरली पीर पंजाल रेंज है उसके साउथ में, डोडा, किश्तवाड़, रजौरी के साउथ में नौशेरा, सुंदरबनी, रियासी, माता वैष्णो देवी का इलाका, और फिर जम्मू बेल्ट, जम्मू, सांबा और नीचे. Christians minor 0.36 lakhs, and Bakarwals about 10 lakhs. Bakarwals are also essentially Muslims. And गुज्जर जो बकरवाल होते हैं वो भेड़ चराते हैं, और जो गुज्जर होते हैं वो जनरली भैंस और गाय पालते हैं. तो बट दे आर एसेंशियली मोर इन दी पीर पंजाल के साउथ में, और वो नॉर्थवर्ड माइग्रेट करते हैं एवरी टाइम. गुज्जर्स आर मोर लेस नोमैडिक, बकरवाल आर मोर नोमैडिक. वो अपनी बकरियां लेके ग्रीनर पास्चर्स के लिए समर्स में ऊपर जाते हैं और वापस आते हैं. उन्होंने ही हमें पहले खबर दी थी कारगिल वॉर के टाइम में कि कुछ घुसपैठिए कारगिल में आ गए हैं. बकरवाल ने आके बताया था, क्योंकि कोई विंटर वेकेटेड पोस्ट थी. तो गुज्जर और बकरवाल जनरली आर मोर नेशनलिस्ट देन द कश्मीरी. जनरल एवरेज स्टेटमेंट में बोल रहा हूँ. गुज्जर बकरवाल के जब 3 अभी मरे थे किलिंग में, सिविलियंस आर्मी की एक्सेस में वो 3 मरे, कोर्ट इंक्वायरी हुई, इसीलिए इतना ज्यादा हल्ला हुआ. ब्रिगेड कमांडर को हटाया, द कर्नल हु वाज कमांडिंग वाज रिमूव्ड, द मेजर साहब हु वाज देयर उसके ऊपर कोर्ट इंक्वायरी हो रही है, could lead to court martials also. So that is the geography. Now geography में एक वैली है, कश्मीर वैली है, जो जिसको कश्मीर डिवीजन बोलते हैं, जो इंडियन पार्ट में, और एक जम्मू डिवीजन है. तो 2 डिवीजन हो गई, 20 डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, 10 कश्मीर में है और 10 जम्मू रीजन में. तो पॉलिटिकली इट इज बैलेंस. जब से यूटी बना है 3 हिस्सों में बांट दिया. देयर इज द यूनियन टेरिटरी ऑफ J&K एंड देयर इज द यूनियन टेरिटरी ऑफ लद्दाख. उनका पहले से प्रॉब्लम थी कि हमें रीजनल ऑटोनॉमी और दो, तो वो कारगिल के ऊपर लेह लद्दाख का एरिया वो एक यूटी हो गया, और नीचे वाला पहले बाइकैमरल स्टेट होती थी. देयर वाज अ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली एंड अ लेजिस्लेटिव हाउस. So that has been now merged. There is only a legislative assembly which is also now suspended animation because वो governor rule है. अभी आगे होगा कि whenever the elections are. So there is डोडा, किश्तवाड़, उधमपुर, रामबन, ये सब एक पीर पंजाल रेंज है, जो एक बहुत मैसिव इंपॉर्टेंट रेंज है, विद हाइट्स रेंजिंग फ्रॉम से 18,000 टू अबाउट 19,000. वो पीर पंजाल रेंज वैली को जम्मू रीजन से इंसुलेट करती है. तो जब आप यहाँ से जाते हो रामबन से होते हुए आप बनिहाल टनल क्रॉस करके जब आप जाते हो, इसी तरह बनिहाल टनल बनिहाल पास की तरह काफी 12 पासेस है इस पीर पंजाल पास में, जिससे आप वैली से ऊपर नीचे आ सकते हो। और ये थोड़ी सी एल शेप में है, ऊपर की तरफ जाती है, जो लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के उस तरफ भी है और लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के इधर भी है। बट कश्मीर वैली जो पर से है वो है 135 किलोमीटर बाई 32 किलोमीटर। जो मेन प्रॉब्लम है पूरी कश्मीर की, दैट इज इन दिस वैली ऑफ 135 बाय 32 kilometers. It is a very finite space. This is the valley which is fed by a river, which is the river Jhelum River. Jhelum River emanates from the lower reaches of Pir Panjal Pass, वेरीनाग से होते हुए वो श्रीनगर जाती है, वुलर लेक जाती है और फिर पाकिस्तान में एंटर कर जाती है। इसी तरह अगर आप 3 मेन रिवर्स जे के देखोगे तो इंडस रिवर है ऊपर लेह लद्दाख में, क्योक है, नूबरा है, 2-3 और छोटी रिवर्स है, बट एसेंशियली इंडस रिवर। फिर झेलम जो है वो जे में, कश्मीर में, एंड डाउन बिलो इज दी चिनाब, एंड देन दी रावी एंड दी सतलज एंड दी ब्यास। ब्यास ऑल्सो मर्जेस विद दी रावी। तो मेन जो जे है वो दैट इज बिटवीन दी, आई वुड से दी रावी रिवर, या उसके बाद पंजाब शुरू हो जाता है अप टू दी इंडस रिवर। सो दैट इज दी डायनेमिक्स। अभी आप देखो जम्मू रीजन में कितनी सीट्स थी टोटल, अभी नंबर सीट्स कितनी है, एमएलए की सीट्स कितनी है, 90। ओके, हाउ मेनी आर देयर, 43 आर इन जम्मू रीजन एंड 47 आर इन कश्मीर रीजन because of the population. But there is a delimitation exercise which has happened, and they have given their report last year in I think August 2022, and they will now decide ये थोड़ी बहुत सीट्स का एडजस्टमेंट होगा। लोकसभा इलेक्शंस, why UP is more important? Because of the population, 80 seats. How much J&K has? Now only 5 seats. Okay, because one has gone to Ladakh. So as when you look at the country, the nation, J&K is the crown. But when it comes to people sitting in the parliament, it has only 5 seats. That is why if the ruling party has to give focus, he'll say यार 5 सीट है, जम्मू वाली तो मिल जाएंगी ऊपर की, तो we are not actually very bothered. But if you see 5 में, there is a, what are the 5 districts which are there, 5 Lok Sabha seats? बारामूला, श्रीनगर, अनंतनाग, उधमपुर एंड जम्मू। तो उधमपुर और जम्मू तो पीर पंजाल पास के इस तरफ है। एसेंशियली द पॉपुलेशन इज मोर हिंदू, द वोटिंग परसेंटेज इज अकॉर्डिंगली मच मोर, 70 to 80% go voluntarily to vote. As a young major, I have got elections done in 87 also, as a 92, 93 also, and then later in 2011-12 also. So elections, I have seen it on ground. You have to actually coax people to go out and vote. That is why the army is not in the inner circle. The inner circle of the booth, the police and the paramilitary look after, but the army enables the people to go out and vote. But आप घोड़े को पानी तक ले जा सकते हो, वोट करने तो वो स्कूल में जाके तो बैठ जाते हैं जहां वोट देना है, जाके वोट नहीं देते। The army can force them कि चलो निकलो सब, पूरा विलेज जाके वोट देगा, उधर जाके वोट नहीं देते। अब you have no role to control, so you can enable them. जब तक willingness नहीं होगी, people will not vote, and that is why the 3 seats, Lok Sabha seats, one last time in 2019 went to the NC, but with how much percentage of vote? 7 to 8% of vote. How much seats the BJP got? The Hindu seats, the 2 seats with 74 to 75% votes. You see the disparity. और अभी डीलिमिटेशन कमेटी ने उस डिस्पैरिटी को थोड़ा कम करने के लिए अनंतनाग सीट में व्हाट दे हैव डन इज दे हैव सेट द एरिया ऑफ राजौरी एंड पुंछ विल बी पार्ट ऑफ द अनंतनाग सीट। यहां तो वोट हो रही है 80%, वहां हो रही है 7%। 7% में एनसी जीत जा रहा है। वो बोलते हैं ये पूरा एरिया जो पीर पंजाल पास, ओल्ड मुगल रूट जो पीर पंजाल पास से जाता था, ये इलाका बिकम्स मोर इंपॉर्टेंट। व्हाई? Because of this reason also, the new delimitation being given. So the terrorists are targeting people more in Poonch and say ke because of many other reasons, but this is one of the reasons that if I can go and thoko or ambush an army convoy, I want to convey to the people that there is so much of problem here. Army अपनी देखभाल तो कर नहीं पा रही, आप यहाँ election कराओगे. So the insulation of the valley, they don't want those who are the local homegrown terrorists from the valley don't want this thing to be broken. That is one of the reasons why the last 1 year there have been only 7 terrorist incidents in the valley, but there have been more than 20 terrorist incidents in Punch, Rajouri, Riyasi and this belt. Because of this is one of the reasons. There are many more reasons, we'll talk about it later. So ये तो आपने ज्योग्राफी समझ ली. 135 by 32 kilometers, 135 north south and only 32 kilometers east west. उसके बाद there is a Ladakh range, there is a Zanskar range which is more towards the west, towards the east, and then there is the great Karakoram range which is the highest, from where the Siachen glacier comes out. Siachen glacier is on the Karakoram range. वहां इंदिरा कॉल करके एक जगह है, वहां से साल्तोरो रिज जाके उसको मिलता है. So that 2600 square kilometers of that area which Pakistan wanted to take, and we just went 1 week before them and occupied the Saltoro Ridge, and that is how the Siachen Glacier and all the heights or 2600 kilometers is with us, because we beat them by 1 week and we climbed on the ridge. So Pakistan does not even look at the Siachen Glacier. He has no place to look. We are dominating all over. So all the heights from 21,000 to 23,000 feet, which are to the west of the Siachen Glacier, which is 75 kilometers long, and the second highest, second longest non-polar region glacier. The longest is in Turkmenistan. This is the longest non-polar, second longest non-polar region. अभी आपको बॉर्डर्स का समझा देता हूँ थोड़ा सा. देखो J&K के पास अभी 2 बॉर्डर्स हैं. एक तो इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर है, वो 1222 किलोमीटर का. It starts from the Lakhanpur border, जहाँ आप देखते होगे कोई whenever you go towards the valley or you go to Vaishno Mata, you have to cross the Lakhanpur border, and from there it takes about 2 hours to reach Jammu. So from Lakhanpur border to Amritsar to Akhnur के थोड़ा सा ऊपर there is a post known as Cheel post. So that is with the enemy, and we have a post this side. Till there is 1222 kilometers. That is the international border, IB. हम उसको पहले वर्किंग बाउंड्री बोलते थे, अभी हम वर्किंग बाउंड्री नहीं बोलते. वी कॉल इट IB. पाकिस्तान कंटिन्यूज टू कॉल इट अ वर्किंग बाउंड्री. उसके बाद लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल है जो वहां से शुरू होके AGPL तक, एक्चुअल ग्राउंड पोजीशन लाइन तक जाता है. वो लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल है 776 किलोमीटर, 776 किलोमीटर. एंड देयर इज द एक्चुअल ग्राउंड पोजीशन लाइन विच इज इन सियाचिन, बिकॉज उसके बाद जब कार्टोग्राफिक मैप में we exchange maps and said this is the line of control which was earlier sir said 1st January तक वो till 1972 was called the ceasefire line. From 1st January 49 till 1972 was called the ceasefire line because the ceasefire happened in that area. From there it became the line of control, LC बोलते हैं उसको अभी. और जो चाइना के साथ है वो लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल है. बोथ आर डिफरेंट. दैट इज दिस इज द लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल. कोई LOC भी बोलता है, और वो है लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल, LAC. एंड देन द AGPL, because it was just left on the map and then said get northwards towards the, and then northwards. So northwards में we took it that it goes northwards, true north. कंपास लगाओ और नॉर्थ जैसे बोला तो नॉर्थ जाएगा. पाकिस्तान बोलता नहीं नहीं, यू आ रही है लाइन, यहां से नॉर्थ इसको करो तो काराकोरम पास में जाएगा. तो दे मेड अ काइंड ऑफ अ ट्रायंगुलेशन, एंड दैट इज व्हाई ऑल एरियाज वेस्ट ऑफ काराकोरम पास आर देयर. वेस्ट ऑफ और ईस्ट ऑफ काराकोरम पास तो इन एनी केस एक्साइचिन का चाइना के पास था ही. सो दे वर वांटिंग टू ग्रैब दिस काइंड ऑफ अ टेरिटरी which we did not by occupying it first. When I was commanding on the glacier in 2005-6, there was a lot of talk that इसको एक peace park बना देते हैं and let us withdraw from there. But had we withdrawn from there, and the Pakistanis would have come and occupied it. कारगिल में तो 525 जवान ही शहीद हुए, यहाँ पर आपको हजारों से हजारों जवान शहीद करने पड़ते टू जस्ट रिकैप्चर दैट, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट ट्रस्ट द एनिमी विच इज पाकिस्तान. मोर ऑफ पाकिस्तान आई विल टॉक, बिकॉज मैं तो 3 साल इस्लामाबाद में गुजारे हैं. मेरे दरवाजे के बाहर हमेशा आईएसआई वाला कुर्ता पजामा में पहन के बैठा होता था, लेकिन मैं डरता नहीं था उससे. मैं उसको वैसे ही ट्रीट करता था लाइक आई ट्रीट माय सोल्जर्स. आई वुड आस्क हिम हिज नेम, ही वुड से साहब हवलदार मुश्ताक हुसैन. बट कई बार ऐसा हुआ शुरू में, जब तक मैं क्लब का मेंबर नहीं बना था, दैट आई वुड वेयर माय शॉर्ट्स एंड माय टी शर्ट एंड आई वेयर माय कैप एंड आई गो आउट फॉर अ वॉक इन इस्लामाबाद. और हर जगह वहाँ पंजाब पुलिस, जो पाकिस्तान पंजाब पुलिस या रेंजर्स की हर 200 मीटर पे पोस्ट होती है. सो they would suddenly see me and think that he is an army officer and they'll say सलाम वालेकुम साहब, और मैं मुंह से निकालूंगा जय हिंद. तो 2-3 बार जब जय हिंद बोला तो वो मेरे को यूं देखते थे, who this bloody chap who's saying जय हिंद, जबकि वो बोल रहे सलाम वालेकुम साहब. I was to say वालेकुम सलाम. So then when I told the ambassador, he says यार ब्रिगेडियर साहब आपको पीछे से गोली मार देगा कभी, आप ये यहाँ ऐसे अकेले निकलना बंद करो. तो तब फिर मैंने कहा यार जय हिंद तो निकलता ही है, वालेकुम तो मैं बोल नहीं सकता. तो वो वालेकुम सलाम बंद हुआ. लेकिन द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट ऑल दोज मेनी सिटिंग हियर विल हैव बुली आइडियाज कि यार हम तो वी कांट चेंज ज्योग्राफी, पाकिस्तान से दोस्ती कर लेते हैं, पाकिस्तान के साथ अमन से रहते हैं, कितना अच्छा होगा. माहिरा खान दोबारा इधर आएगी, शाहरुख खान के साथ नाचेगी, वासिम अकरम आएगा. डोंट वरी दैट शोएब मलिक हैज मैरिड सना जावेद, he may remarry Sania Mirza and all that. It is, please take out those woolly ideas. No one is against the common people of Pakistan. They are just like you and me. But the military, but the politician, but the bureaucrat, but the ISI, but the terrorists, but the mullahs, but the madrasas, they are all only teaching hate against India. लाइक किसी ने बोला एनसीईआरटी की करप्ट हो गई, वो तो पूरा ही करप्ट हो गई. वो तो अपना रूट्स ही अरब में दिखाते हैं. और मैं वॉशिंगटन में एक कोर्स कर रहा था, आई विल टेल यू, वेयर लॉट ऑफ अदर पीपल हैड आल्सो कम इंक्लूडिंग 2 पाकिस्तानी ऑफिसर्स. they were not allowed to sit on the table where the Saudi Arabians or the Lebanese or the UAE chaps would sit. They were second rate. They were not allowed. They don't accept them as Arabs. They have no identity. Out of the top last 5 passports in the world is Pakistan, just above Somalia. But it is even worse than Yemen. Their passport has no value. Don't try to become friends with someone who not only hates you, but is also so very jealous of you. Since the time we have started rising, there was a time in 1965 when they had a better GDP than Singapore, than South Korea. India was nowhere. Then Hong Kong, they had a better GDP, they had pubs, there was music, there was dance, there was openness. But then, like he said, slowly it became a radicalized Islamic state. It wants the destruction of India. Please do not get about this track to diplomacy. अमन की आशा और रोड वो चलाओ. हम एक बार पंजा साहब गए थे from Islamabad. I had sent my some boys who were in various intelligence or covert kind of roles, and the kind of hate they had got Khalistanis from Canada, and the kind of speeches, the kind of slogans, the kind of posters which were there, all showed as to why. And we were sending jathas and jathas of our people to go and do pilgrimage. हम तो भेजते थे pilgrimage के लिए. They were being radicalized there. And I came back and I wrote a report, 5-page report, sent directly to the NSA. And I said, this our people should stop going to these jathas and this kind of religious tourism into Pakistan. And then it did get stopped. It stopped. All these trade which was going border trade, that was a kind of getting money for buying arms, hawala, narcotics, weapons. अभी ड्रोन से आ रहे हैं वेपन्स, तब वो ट्रेड में आते थे. we don't have in Baga border still a full body scanner. कोई ट्रक को हम स्कैन नहीं कर सकते. कि इसके अंदर वेपन्स है, कि आलू है, कि सॉल्ट है, या टमाटर है, या गुंदम है. वी डोंट हैव फुल बॉडी स्कैनर्स. वी जस्ट डू रैंडम. कोई नीचे से देखेगा, हाँ भाई पिस्तौल लेके आया, बोले नहीं साहब, वो कौन बोलेगा मैं पिस्तौल लेके आया. But he'll do some random check, he will do something and then let it pass. So we don't want to trade with someone who wants to destroy our country. So it is good to be part of the JNU or the DU and say कि no aman ki acha and we are all friends. When actual people सर काट के ले जाएगा, आपको पता नहीं चलेगा. I told the ambassador, is the Indian army fighting? और whole of India is India versus Pakistan है, और only Indian army versus Pakistan है. I was in 2015 I went to Pakistan, came back in 2018. The surgical strike happened during that time. But उससे पहले Uri attack had happened. I was back before Pulwama happened. But the first time after 2014, we could make a statement and say घर में घुस के मारेंगे. उधर जाओ नहीं तो घर में घुस के मारेंगे. नहीं तो वो आपको घुस के मार रहा है, hinterland में मार रहा है. All that internal security fault lines which are there, societal fault lines, your cultural fault lines, your caste fault lines, your communal or religious fault lines, your economic social disparity, he is trying to create those fault lines even bigger so that he could fragment you. So we have to be very careful to choose our friends. We can't choose our neighbors, that is for sure, but we need to choose our friends. And the Chanakya Niti says, you know that he will come and destroy you, or he is wanting to come and kill you. Why don't you destroy him? That is why earlier some people were asking, who's doing all this? Is the raw doing? Na malum afraad. Last 1 year, there are 46, 47 terrorists who were targeting India. They have been eliminated. Now some say raw, some say the US is doing it, some say the ISI themselves are doing it because of the pressure, FATF, grey list, because of other economic woes that they are saying we will only give if you destroy the terror factories. But the fact remains, this area will remain the epicenter of terrorism in the foreseeable future, till the entire radicalization is taken away. Now let me tell you a few facts. 1988, I think 17th or 18th of July was the first time, because of whatever, Kashmiri wanted Kashmiriyat, their identity as Kashmiris. They looked at independence from the dominion of India or Pakistan. उनको आज़ादी चाहिए थी. हम क्या चाहे? आज़ादी. They didn't want to take part. They had no anti-India stance till the things got bad over a period of time because of 4-5 things. Because of botched up elections, because of the way we treated the NC or Sheikh Abdullah, because of some Hindus say that because of the treachery of Gandhi and Nehru, that they sided with the Muslims of the valley and not with the Hindus. So all this happened. Gandhi, yes, at the time of accession, the 20% Hindus of the J&K, they were divided. They were vacillating because Maharaja said, नहीं मैं तो independent बनूंगा. 10% ने बोला नहीं यार, who are more because Pakistan with Punjab, contiguity to Punjab, they were saying नहीं, let's accede to India. Most of the Muslims wanted to either remain neutral or accede to India. Muslims wanted because they thought with India they have a better future. Though Jinnah had said in August that, and Liaquat Ali also had said to Maharaja, don't worry, you become independent, communication will be with us, those 3 things, defense will be with us, and foreign affairs, external affairs will be with us. You remain independent, become the Switzerland of the East, we will protect you. And in fact, on 14th of August, the Pakistani flags were flown there. Because they thought Jinnah thought Kashmir is in their hands. But what Sir had alluded to, those 2 officers who decided to take it by force because he was vacillating, and he sent in the Kabailis, and then rest is history. That the Indian army had flown in, and then Battle of Badgam, where my regiment, the 1st Paramveer Chakra, went to that time Major Somnath Sharma in the Battle of Badgam, in the एयरफील्ड. बट द फैक्ट इज कि आप तब से ले लो, इंडिपेंडेंस, 65 ऑपरेशन जिब्राल्टर, 71 they got sorted out. After that 72 में आगे Bhutto was crying, but he impressed Indira Gandhi so much that he got his 93,000 prisoner of war also back, and did not even sign that let's make it a international border. Let's decide that we will not do anything, because he cried in front of Indira Gandhi and said, if I go back and tell them, my people, I have agreed to make this line of control the international border, they will bloody kill me. He still got killed. That's a separate story. But the fact was that we did not take advantage of the 71 war. But till 71, 70, till 5, 7 years, Pakistan was so weak because it had got divided that it did not come up with monkey tricks. But after that, 79, 3, 4 things happened. Afghanistan got captured by USSR. That time USSR. So the Mujahids got raised. Mujahids got raised, the US money, the weapons started coming into Pakistan. It became a rentier state. It became a basket state. It started thriving on the war economy which was happening. जितना पैसा आ रहा था, मुजाहिद को ट्रेनिंग दो. Hamid Gul was the DG ISI. He made a policy. And in that policy only, he decided, because General Zia had also come. Sir had said 78 to 88. He thought that we should become the Messiah of the Islamic world. For that, we should have the power. Now, if we have the power, it is not economic power, it is nuclear power. So he wanted the nuclear power. He wanted the Islamic bomb to be made. And he also thought that if I radicalize or Islamize my country, it will be the leader of the Islamic world. So the Arabs will also think of me, because till then, even the Arabs, that oil was discovered in the 70s, but still they were not as rich as what they are now. Dubai, if you have gone to the Dubai Museum and seen the photograph, the early 70s, it was like a sleeping fishing village with dhows and all that. So he thought all that will happen. Because of that, if I have the Islamic bomb, if I have the Mujahid, and if I have the war economy, money. And then when they lost 84 में Siachen Glacier also, they said we must sort out the Indians. And that is the time when he alluded to that 1,000 cuts. We will eat grass, but we will make our nuclear bomb. But we will use this proxy war with deniability. And I will cut India by 1,000 cuts, make them continue to bleed. And slowly, because of problems, Farooq Abdullah's father also, Sheikh Abdullah also died in 1982. Farooq Abdullah was no match to his kind of charisma. He was no match to his father. So he made a Rajiv Accord. That didn't succeed. The Congress dumped him, made GM Shah as a proxy. That also didn't happen. The Kashmiris got more alienated. And then a new kind of leadership, the JKLF had got formed, Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front, which was an old plebiscite front based in UK. 1954 में establish हुई थी, जब पहली बार शेख अब्दुल्ला को कैप्चर किया था 1953 में. So all that happened, and then this insurgency started. There was a time, my friends, when there was no fencing. There were 10,000 Kashmiri youths being trained in Pakistan. 300 training camps exist even as on date in POK, where people are being trained to enter India. Though progressively over a period of time, because the fencing came up in 94, over a period of time we made it into a smart fence. Sir has alluded to, we raised the Rashtriya Rifles. 75,000 लोग खाली इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी ऑफ JNK के लिए चले गए. And they were initially, now there are 63 battalions. There are 15 sector headquarters which are equal to a brigade headquarters, and there are 6 division headquarters. They call it 4th headquarters. They are deployed there. So they are looking after the entire thing, and they have become the highest gallantry award winners. 21,000 terrorists मार चुके हैं अभी तक, R&R only, Rashtriya Rifles only. But this dip has happened after this Article 370 was removed in August 2019. But there is a spurt again, which is south of Pir Panjal, because many reasons, and one of them is the use of technology, use of drones, use of hybrid terrorists. दिन में तो वो ही is a apple orchard grower, दिन में he is a normal teacher, night he will be tasked to go and do one terrorist hack, kill someone, kill a Kashmiri Pandit, kill someone who's more, kill a police guy who's off duty, do all that, again hide with your normal work. So this hybrid terrorist, this is going to create a problem. But I will give you some facts over the before I close and open it for questions. Tourists, 2023, 2 crore tourists. Now compare it to Ayodhya. They say 45 lakh tourists will come every month to just one place, which is Ayodhya. So 2 crore tourists went to whole of J&K in 2023. There were only 1.8 crores in 2022, and in 2021 only 1.13. Before that they were in their lakhs, not even crores. But abrogation of Article 370, the security situation has improved. Things are getting better. The tourists, I went to J&K as a tourist about 6 months back, and I was walking along the Dal Lake. It looked like Chandni Chowk. So many people, so many tourists, because that Aman ki Asha, that thing, that changes are happening. The common Kashmiri wants peace. The common Kashmiri wants the Kashmiri Pandit to get back. It is only that handful of radical elements who don't want. But now see that I said 1.8 crore tourists in whole of J&K in 2022. Now tell me, out of this, how many went to Vaishno Mata? Just take a guess. Out of 1.8 crore tourists, how many lakh went to Vaishno Mata only? Tell me. 70 to 80 lakhs? तो तुम तो यार ज्यादा ही ऊंची उड़ान ले ली. कोई और थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल फिगर बताओ. 20-30 लाख के आसपास. Is much closer to the truth. 93 lakhs went only to Vaishno Mata out of 1.8 crore. Half of the tourists were only going to Vaishno Mata and saying Jai Mata Di. And Amarnath Yatra duration is 62 days only. 2023 4.28 lakhs, 2022 3.04 lakhs. If you take it, then much more than 50% of the tourists are going only to these Hindu shrines. Now imagine if all those old Hindu shrines or the actual Kashmirians, because Rishi Kashyap ne Kashmir set up kiya tha. There was a lake there, and he dried that lake, or whatever, some earthquake would have happened, that lake became a river or something. And but it was a melting pot of all religions. Buddhism flourished during Ashoka, then Sufism flourished, Hinduism flourished. It was only in the 13th century that for 5 years this Islamization happened. And after that, the Sikhs came in, then the Dogra rulers came in. But the Kashmiris retained their identity, and that is what they are plotting. And which is a good identity. There should be, within the federation, there can always be a kind of a autonomy which can be given to a region. But so, if it can be given to Kashmir, so it should be given to Mizoram also, so it should be given to Manipur also. You can't differentiate. You can't say, okay, no, because I didn't get a job, so I will pick up the bullet. मेरे तो सब जवान उत्तराखंड के हैं, तो वो तो बोले हमारे यहाँ तो बहुत ही ज्यादा गुर्बत थी, till we became separate from UP, or till all these religious places, Kedarnath, Badrinath, and all these started getting traction. So all that has to be thought about. So I'm not going into figures, but the fact is that जहाँ हजारों मरते थे, अब 20 से 30 सिविलियंस, 20 से 30 फौजी या पुलिस, और 100 से 200 टेररिस्ट मरते हैं. जो फॉरेन एलिमेंट था टेररिस्ट का, progressively it has gone down because we made it much more difficult for Pakistan to send in those terrorists, and they have decided that it is better to get into, which they got into 2008. They got into Mumbai. 2000, when did they get into parliament? 2001. Though many of you will say कि अच्छा ही होता कुछ मारते तो उधर, but the fact remains कि they have widened their operational area from J&K centric to hinterland specific. So that till the time आप देखोगा ना ad when you were growing up very small कि बसों में कोई लावारस वस्तु दिखे तो आप पुलिस को बताएं कहीं ये बम नहीं हो जाएगा, आप आलू की चाट खाने गए सरोजनी नगर और हो गई कहानी खत्म. अब नहीं होता बिकॉज दी एनआईए इज फंक्शनल, बिकॉज दे आर स्केर्ड कि घुस के मारेंगे. होगा कभी ना कभी, बट द फैक्ट इज कि वी आर देयर. एंड अभी लाइक 3 people were picked up yesterday or day before from Ayodhya. They have certain links with Pannun. He is bloody making some monkey tricks, sitting in Canada or USA. And Pakistan is trying to merge this K2 policy, which it says Kashmir and Khalistan again. But the fact is, things are much better. The security situation is much in hand because of many reasons. Economic is one of them. And removal of Article 370 is another one of them. Giving good governance, bringing in financial kind of institutions and people to come and invest. Because if you can own property now there in J&K, if that Article 370 is removed, then you can own property, you can invest, you can stay. That is all happening. So that which was earlier denied to all Indians because of the special status to J&K is now being enabled. So all that is happening. Things are moving in the right direction. Internal security situation is much in our hand. Little bit of problems south of Pir Panjal have happened more because of the drones coming in, because of proximity to J&K. वहाँ आते हैं, कांड करके वापस चले जाते हैं. फॉरेस्टेड एरियाज ज़्यादा हैं, वैली में आने को उनको they need certain kind of intermediate points and launch pads and have to get across the Pir Panjal. यहाँ पर सीधा आगे करके वापस जा सकते हैं. And also they want to scuttle the peace environment which is happening there. So all that is happening, but the fact is things are improving. Have faith in your country, have faith in the punching capability of your country, and have faith in the, I have a lot of faith in the future of my country which is sitting in front of me. Thank you.
सर ये जो आजकल हाइब्रिड टेररिज्म सुनने में जैसा आपने भी कहा, उसको हम कैसे डील कर सकते हैं, उसका क्या उपचार है? धन्यवाद सर.
So first is glacier versus internal security. The glacier per se, there is nothing, there is no kind of a terrorism or those problems coming there. But there is a factor. सियाचिन ग्लेशियर के इधर श्योक न्यूब्रा रिवर है और फिर श्योक रिवर जो अक्साई चीन से आती है. So it is proximate to China also. तो चाइना सगाम वैली में बैठा है जो ऊपर है सियाचिन के उस तरफ. इधर भी चाइना बैठा है, इधर पाकिस्तान बैठा है. And there is that CPEC में वो there is the खुजरे पास से that road which is coming, the Karakoram highway which is coming down into Pakistan. So it has more strategic importance than importance from the internal security aspect of it. And because we have essentially Shias and Buddhists who are residing in Leh Ladakh, there is no problem of this communal tensions and that kind of issue there also. Ladakh is peaceful and till the time it remains a UT, and I think even if J&K gets his statehood restored, they'll keep Ladakh away for some more time as a UT. So from the internal security point of view, Siachen has no role, but it is very important strategically, and we must continue to hold it. Now the second is CAPF instead of the army. Yes, progressively, though we have a large army, about 15 lakh people, our role is at the border. And you will see why this problem in south of Pir Panjal is also happening, because a sector about 10 to 15,000 soldiers were removed from here and sent to Ladakh border after Galwan. So we now have inducted 50,000 more troops into the along the line of actual control with China. So there was a little thinning of the grid, the CI grid, which we call it, counter-insurgency grid, because the RR elements were lifted and taken in the second rung against China. So that created a kind of void which got filled by these anti things. Enabling the CAPF is something which the effort, it is work in progress. So they are being trained. You will find that they have been earlier, they used to have 303 rifles, then 7.62. Now they've got INSAS rifles. But the best of the rifles are also being given to them. So rifles, training, better communication system, and integration with the military. That is happening. Earlier, what used to happen, because the BSF was there, otherwise BSF should guard the borders in peacetime and army should come only during war. But we found that there were certain lacunas, and the terrorists were exploiting that to come through areas which were with the BSF. So we have tried to assimilate the BSF or integrate them more. So this is work in progress. They are being enabled. You will find them better patkas, better bulletproof jackets, better weapons, better vehicles. All this is happening and things are improving. और आपने एक लास्ट कुछ और पूछा, हाइब्रिड टेररिस्ट. अब जैसे कौन था वो जो हम क्या चाहें आजादी करके वो कांग्रेस का लीडर बन गया, वो यंगस्टर था ना एक जेएनयू में, क्या नाम,
कन्हैया कुमार.
हाँ कन्हैया कुमार है ना. तो now the tap of foreign terrorists has been reduced, but there are certain Burhan Wani type of people. Though he had 11 friends, you would have seen that photograph, and within 2 years all those were sent to Jannat with 72 hoors waiting for them there. So he is still searching for hoors, but he had kind of created a Robin Hood image because of network WhatsApp. So he was a teacher's son only. So that got shattered, all right. But ये जो आजादी की feeling है, या some more after removal of Article 370, that has resurfaced. So that is again a work in progress. Not many, but there are. दो तीन चीजें हुई हैं. The Home Ministry has made very clear, if anyone in your family is a terrorist or supporting a terrorist, he may be a fence sitter. But अगर वो रिपोर्ट आ गई, FIR हो गया, आपको सरकारी नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी. Your all those, you see, subsidies which were being given, that will be not given, and you will not be jailed in J&K. You will be sent to Kerala, or you will be sent to which is alien to you. That is how ये एक था ना, एक और थे अमृतपाल, Sikh gentleman who had become a god kind of a thing. उसको गुवाहाटी जेल में रखा हुआ है अभी. You see, so now anyone who creates Gadar is not in Srinagar jail or Jammu jail so that he can have baswa and rice, what he is used to. He is sent to Kerala, and or he is sent to Guwahati or that Patna jail. So all that is happening. So both the things have to be used. Create the facilities so that he can come into the mainstream, and also give him that. So the rod and the pat both are being used, and hopefully things will continue to improve.
So my question is related to Punjab. We can see that the situation of Jammu Kashmir is improving, but on the other side, like when we look at the Punjab, we see that like 30 days or 40 days ago, I went to Punjab and I meet a guy who just pasted a picture of Bhindranwala on his bike, and I talked to him and why did you paste this picture of Bhindranwala? He said no. First of all, called him Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale ji. So like on one side the insurgency is improving in basically in Jammu and Kashmir, but on the other side we can see a lot of songs which are like focusing on the Khalistani element and the peoples who were also focusing on Khalistan. We have seen that there was a movement in like outside in foreign countries, referendum 2020, and that was happening. We want a different country. So yeah, we can see that situation is improving in Jammu and Kashmir, but why we are not looking at Punjab? We can see like this Amritpal Singh was sent after he made a big movement in Punjab. Then he was sent to the Guwahati jail. And my other question is related to Northeast. When we focus on the in the Manipur, we can see the situations of the fighting between the Kukis and like Metis. We know that the China is supporting Kukis. We know that they were giving the weapons to these Kukis that they can attack on Metis Hindus and then kill the a big type of Holocaust. So why we are not like stopping them to kill them? I have met a lot of Mighty friends. They are saying कि we are now like we have fed up by the Indian government. हमें नहीं चाहिए, हमें तो अलग छोड़ दो. So like I just want to your comments on both issues. Thank you.
No, very valid points, and the angst is also very genuine because you see these are things in progress. Now, if you see the drones which came from Pakistan to India, 119 drones were shot down by the BSF. 119. There was a 5 times jump in 2023 than 2022. Drones which had come were only 22 drones were sighted in 2022 and 119 were sighted on the next year. If you see 2020 there were 77, 2021 104, 2022 311 sightings. Shot down थोड़े कम हुए थे but sightings ज़्यादा हुई थी, तो this is progressing. Now what are they bringing in? Narcotics. What are they bringing in? There's a drone which has the capacity to carry up to 9 kgs of weapons. So he can carry 1 or 2 rifles, 2 pistols, 5 hand grenades, some ammunition, and a AK-47 also. So this kind of a thing. Plus, there are reports that 6 drone centers have been established by ISI and Pakistan Rangers in Pakistan. So they are using this technology to send these kind of weapons. And when these kind of weapons, ये तो टेररिस्ट कैसे बनता था? अब कसाब को क्या बोला था कि आप जाओ उधर मारो, आपके पेरेंट्स को 2 लाख रुपए दे देंगे. आप एक कटा सर लेके आओगे तो 2 लाख रुपए दे देंगे. आप एक हथियार लेके आओगे इंडिया का 75,000 रुपए दे देंगे. Everything at a cost. So that is why if Taliban says I'll give you $400 a month, he'll become a Talibani. But a ISIS chap or a Daesh chap says I'll give you $600 a month to your family, I'll become a ISIS chap. So it is all for money, because he is a youth, he is skilled, but he is not skilled, but he is educated, but he is not got a employment. Our employment rates are about 5.8 to 7 unemployment rate. In Pakistan, it is more than 30%. You see, so that unemployment youth, and then he is radicalized, he's got madrasa education, there is no technological or scientific background, so that happens. Secondly, fund collection which takes place in all those gurdwaras and all that are pumped back into, and that is why this Punjab thing is happening. But if you actually see, it is a very, very microism of the, largely you see the amount of Nihangs and the Khalsas who have gone to Ayodhya. So we must look at the brighter side. There will always be black spots, but at the larger picture, every sixth person in the world is an Indian. तो यार उस 6 में आधा % तो होगा जो थूकेगा, आधा % तो है जो गाली गलौज करेगा. तो उस आधे % को ना देख के let us look at the 5.5 who are doing. 65% of all CEOs in the Anglo-Saxon world, I am saying US and Europe combined, are Indians. 20% of all cabinet rank and above, be it the president or prime minister or the cabinet minister, are Indian brains. So all that is happening. But yes, these are problems, work in progress. Manipur is a special issue. We'll talk at it at length. But there's a Mehdi who is essentially Hindu. They are the ones who are rulers, better educated. And there are Kukis who have links also that side in Myanmar also. They are the hill people. They were the ones who were more into poppy. They were the ones who are being armed. And there is a clash between these two people, and politics is at work. Okay. So don't think that if Rahul Gandhi starts his yatra from there, he's doing any good to Manipur. He's putting more bloody ghee into that problem. It has to be tackled quietly without making any political kind of noises. It will happen. You can't let that thing to fester. But it is foolish to say कि मोदी जी क्यों नहीं जा रहे वहां मणिपुर. So we have to look beyond the political kind of.
The basic question was, things are getting sorted out in J&K, things are starting up in Punjab. Look, India is a very large country. We have different sort of people all over the country. And our neighbors are not all that friendly. You have China on one side, Pakistan on the other side. Now China is trying to come through Myanmar also. You should be prepared. As young people, please understand, there will always be problem somewhere or the other in our country. That is why this National Security Agency is required, and we have to be alert 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for the next 100 years or 1,000 years. So long as we exist as a country, you will be under attack from somewhere or the other. from inside, from outside. There is no escape from it. So don't think there will be peace and aman. That is all ideal, क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Such things don't exist in the real world. So be mentally prepared. हमें अपने लिए, अपने देश के लिए खड़ा होना ही पड़ेगा.
And you are the future. Go and vote responsibly. Look at where you want the country in 2047, and if you want the country to be the first in the economy in 2075, who will lead you there? I will not take names. Whether it will be I will not again say anything. You will say I am becoming political. But the fact is, see the disha, see how the progress is happening, and everyone is jealous of you. Even US is jealous. So if he is trying to get hold of that Gupta ji in Czechoslovakia because someone was targeting Fanun there is also a design. If Soros is trying to do something, there is a design to that. But you, as a citizen, do your bit. Vote responsibly. Don't go to Maldives. Visit the country within. जब जब पहले भारत को देखो फिर जाना अपने डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग के लिए टू इटली. So no Maldives, no Italy, no Turkey.